Hello mate and welcome back. We are still at 42 Edgefield, still trying to get this weekly done. I may upload the video, the 2 hours long video of me and Ross basically failing to identify a single ghost. No, we did identify one. We identified the very first one that we did, but yeah, we then spent 2 hours basically failing. And no evidence hunt. There are a few really good people out there who absolutely smash this sort of thing. They ain't me. So we will see what we can see. Right, I've got a thermometer. I have got video camera. Got a lighter. And suppose the paramic. It's challenge mode, so it doesn't matter if I die, and I would estimate that I'm probably going to die quite a bit. Am I hearing things, or did I just hear a... Probably not. Bit early to be hearing things. Alright. So the breaker is down here. Cool. So now we can start looking at the thermometer and seeing what's happening. Sort of hovering around 5 degrees. It should start warming up. It's sort of hovering fairly low. Let's go upstairs and see if it actually does start increasing, because it could be a basement ghost. No, it's doing the same thing everywhere. Okay, fine. That was a big drop. Right, okay. Looks like we have a living room ghost. Oh, that was the noise I heard. It was the video camera. Okay, there's no orbs in here. Did do something. Right, so it can blow out that candle, fine, I don't care. It just turned the light off. Turned something on or off. There is a slight nagging doubt in the back of my head that perhaps this isn't where the ghost is. I'll take in some salt. Take in a couple of motion detectors as well, just so that because I'm hearing things, but I just heard the ghost turn on or off a light. Could very well have been the basement light that it turned off. Let's have a look at the thermometer again. Okay, yeah, so the ghost isn't here, so that was a bit of a waste of time. Okay, there we go. Right, okay, we have identified the ghost's rough location. Inside this room, or... Seems to be, okay. Okay, we have got not a wraith. So that's good news. It turned the light on, so it can't be a mare. It's busy arsing around with the sink. Right, I'm going to come back with that in a minute, because I need to get some other stuff on the go. For a start, I need to get a couple of crucifixes in there and a candle. What name is it? Responds to, we're unsure. Of course. Okay, so we don't know what name it is. Can now check the video camera to see if there's orbs in that toilet, because I haven't done that yet either. Just to see if it is forced. I'm going to pop one there. And one here, just in case it decides to come out. Grab the video camera. Definitely see no orbs inside here. Fine. Let's have a look at the old thermometer to see if it's forced freezing. Right, it probably is a freezing temperatures ghost, just based on the fact that the temperature is getting quite close to 1 degree. But if we see it dip below 1 degree, then we know it's a Hantu, because the Hantu has forced freezing temperatures. It's very close, but not quite. Okay. I can put a book in there to see if it kicks the book over. That would rule out any book ghosts. Sanity drain is marged. It's definitely not. I would say that that is not a Yuri, because it has played with a door. But we won't rule it out just yet. I'm talking like I know what's going on, but it's been such a long time since I played this game that everything I'm saying could be complete nonsense. Move the door out of the way. Build a pile of junk in there to see if the poltergeist, if it does a polty throw. Need a pile of stuff. There we go. Did I pick up a candle? I did pick up a candle. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring in another motion detector, because I can then kind of motion trap the downstairs. Okay. Okay. It's doing nothing at the moment. Safe to say we're not going to get forced freezing temperatures, so let's just leave the room and see if it interacts when it's been down the hallway. Okay, it did two things at once there, didn't it? It interacted with the piano and flickered the lights in here at the same time. Interesting. But it also didn't set off the motion detectors. It's doing stuff in the kitchen. Perhaps it wasn't the kitchen, perhaps it was that little area there. Expect that to be the case. No. Right, it is throwing stuff through here now. Is it moved? No, the temperature's still coming up. Right, so it's not doing... Currently through there doing a lot of interacting with stuff. Well, yeah, this is definitely still the ghost room. You can see the temperature is just coming down gradually, but it's left its room, so it's not Goryo. Well, it hasn't actually left. It hasn't. It's allowed to leave its room. It hasn't changed rooms. I haven't blown out the candle once yet. Let's try moving the candle out here. Interacting with stuff in there at the moment. Gone very quiet. When I was in here, it was moving stuff around out there. When I moved into here, it's still throwing stuff around. It's just a little difficult to identify where it's throwing stuff around. Okay, so I move into the hallway and it moves into there. Well, I say it's moved into there. It hasn't set off any of the motion detectors. It just appears to have flickered the lights in there. I reckon what I need to do is... See, that's the thing. It's interacting with... Could be a set of twins. Could be dealing with the twins. I move into the hallway and it stops interacting in the hallway and starts interacting in the dining room. Ooh, the temperature is now coming down in the dining room. Yep, the ghost has moved. That's actually really useful because it means we know it's not... Well, I say really useful, it means we can rule out another ghost. Okay, so we know the ghost is now in there. Grab a crucifix or two, stick him in the dining room. And now it's moved into the kitchen. Of course it has. Now, it's been throwing stuff around in here already, so if I just make a poultry pile on the table... Oh, that was really useful. That was... Oh my goodness. Well, there we go. Okay, so now I've come to stand in here. Will the ghost interact in here, or will it... Will it start interacting with things elsewhere again? Oh, I've got a candle I can play with in here. Suddenly it doesn't want to interact with anything while I'm in the room. Let's move into another room. Who knows? Nice to speak to you. Nice to hear your voice. I think it's safe to say it's not a myling because they are very chatty. Well, more chatty than this anyway. Followed me into this room. Is it a banshee or a... It's not a wraith. We know it's not a wraith. Problem with doing this is I can't see the candle. Blown out the candle? Yeah, of course it had. Of course it had. She's hungry. She's a hungry girl. Probably go and check on my sanity in a minute. Not that it matters because I am going to make the ghost hunt very shortly just because otherwise we're going to be here all week. And I did say I was going to limit it to like 20 minutes per investigation. If I don't get anything, let it hunt. And if I still don't get anything, then guess and go. No point kicking the teeth out of this. We're definitely getting a female voice though, so that means we can't rule out a banshee or a Diane. No, I don't think that counts as a banshee scream. That was certainly a weird noise, but not a banshee scream. Just go and check for forced freezing one more time. I think 3 interactions without a scream is fairly safe to say it's not a banshee. No, it's not forced freezing either. Right, I'm going to go and get a photo camera because we might be able to get a ghost to appear so that we can test to see if it's a phantom. My sanity basically hasn't really, more has barely moved. It hasn't done a single ghost event. I noticed that it hasn't done any interactions whilst I've been in the room either. See, it just did a ghost event, or it did something whilst I wasn't in the room. I bet it's blown out the candle again. No, the candle's still lit. What did it do? Can't tell. Show yourself. Give us a sign. Do something. On back through to the kitchen. She's not setting off the motion detectors at all. Where are you? Show yourself. Give us a sign. Nothing in the same room as me. That might just be a coincidence, but I'm getting shade vibes right now. In the hallway. Perhaps if I grab that motion detector from the bathroom, pop it across there, might give me more idea of when ghost is or isn't in the room. Pretty sure I don't need that anymore. In this room. Show yourself. Give me a sign. Where are you? Show yourself. Kind of lingered by that quite a long time. Might be because she stopped, it might be because it's a Fae and is moving incredibly slowly. No, she crossed it super fast there. Look, she's gone into the kitchen. What did I just hear? Wow, it is a fast ghost. You see how quickly that was? What was that she did? Right, I've got literally nothing to go on. I can try and get the ghost to hunt, or I can just guess and go. I'm feeling... feel like I might as well just go and... I might as well drop this. Grab a smudge stick for what it's worth. And go and sit in the closet upstairs and see what happens. See if I can hear anything. Didn't take too long for her to hunt. he says optimistically. Playing with the piano again. Notice ghost events or ghost interactions when I'm not in the room. Ay, ay, ay. She's taking forever to hunt. My goodness. She's killed the breaker. Okay. So it's not a djinn. Let's check on what my sanity is. My sanity is now in hunting range. How peculiar. Look, we're getting loads of activity now. Well, I say loads. They're getting some activity now. Oops. Why is my breath freezing? Has she moved upstairs? Oh crap. Oh no, it's because she's killed the breaker, so the whole house is freezing. Wow, it got cold very quickly. Still no hunt. I'm calling shade. A 33 sanity or 30 sanity and still not. I'm going to call shade. Edie Harris. Okay, so we got a name. So yeah, the female name was a shade. Look at that. Boom. I do still kind of know what I'm doing. It took, to be fair, it took half an hour, but that's probably because on zero evidence, the shade is one of the hardest ghosts to get. That's not me boasting by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that it took me half an hour to gather enough no evidence for me to be able to say with any real confidence, yeah, I think that it's a shade. Cool, right, okay, let's do that one more time. I only need one more time for it for I'll start again. We only need one more for me to get the weekly done, and then I can yada yada yada. Right, so thermometer. Breaker is in the basement again. I will bring in you. And I will bring in... I'll just bring in one motion detector. It's fine. Right. Ah, good. We have a decent ambient temperature now. It's not freezing this time, so that's actually a good thing. Because it means that the whole house won't be freezing cold. Oh, the pressure in my ear finally normalised. You know when you've had a cold, or you still have a cold in some cases, and you blow your nose and one of your ears like pops and then won't unpop. I've had that for like an hour. It's been driving me insane. Nope. Coming down. Is it continuing to come down? It is. Right, cool. So we have a ghost room. We have no orbs. So we know it's not a mimic. Having a lovely time in the utility room. Wow, okay. Throwing a lot of stuff around. Let me just check that it's not in the utility room. No, it's definitely not in the utility room. Just threw some stuff around in there. So I'm going to pop this guy here. Okay. That was a very rapid... It's not a to interaction by any stretch of the imagination, but that's a lot of activity in one hit. Didn't do too much to my sanity though, so right, grab a couple of these. And we'll grab that. So we know it's playing over there. that, really don't have any frame of reference where it might be, so I'm just going to pop some salt there. And go and get some more stuff. I don't need to see it walk through the salt, I just need to see the salt has been stepped on to rule out the wraith. Candle and some more salt. Grab a book as well, just so we can see if it throws it. Temperature is clearly not going anywhere near freezing right now, so we'll just not worry about it. I'm going to go and get the power mic. Really not much else to do, really. Oh, it's moving. Moved again. Let's walk past that salt twice and not set it off. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, it just means that the salt might be badly placed, so I'll go and grab... Ugh! Son of a bitch! That made me jump. Okay, so we know it's not a shade this time. So we've ruled out shade. That's all we've ruled out so far. Oh no, we've also ruled out mimic. Stand corrected. And we've also ruled out Hantu. Right, last of the salt. What am I carrying? Salt. Majesty. Oh, paramite. Still no salt has been walked through, so I'm going to pop one more there, and I'm going to pop one there. This is an awkward room to use a tier 1 power mic in. Awkward. Right, come on. It has walked past that motion sensor and not walked through this. That's twice it's walked through there. It's standing right in there. It hasn't walked through the salt. Could it be a wraith? Oh! Well, that made me jump. Oh, it's blown out the candle again. I mean, come on. It's walked through that salt several times. And not left a footprint. But I've been paying attention. I would have gone and stood behind this salt. I'm actually not loving the idea of having that as being our... Look, it's done it again. Standing right there. In the salt. Right, I'm going to go and grab another candle, because I do want to redo the Onryo test. Just in case. We've got one more candle burn to get the Onryo test done. But I mean, it's very hard for it to walk around and not walk on that salt. Right, 3 candles blown out. No hunt. I come and stand through here. Good lord, that made me jump. It wasn't a scream though. Don't think it was a scream. Megan Skinner. Of course it's a girl's name. It's turned on one of the taps. I may need to turn that off. I'm not sure. If that tap would drown out any voices. Right, come on, that's got to be a wraith. If that's not a wraith, that has got to be the most precise movement of any ghost, because I'm gonna put it down as wraith just because I'm getting bored of not being able to get any clues. Unless one of the new ghosts also doesn't walk through salt. I mean, and it was a wraith. Huzzah! Alright folks, that is the weekly done. It took me a minute or two to get there, but we got there. I've got my 5G for that. I'm well on my way to prestige level 6 if I have the patience for it. But I will see you in the next one. Until then though, you take damn good care of yourselves, alright? Bye bye.